We've all made it safely here. Mahalo I ke apua. And I think the main thing Trisha said, if for some reason I disappear or you disappear, just no panic, go organic. Oh no, wait a minute. Just click back on to get back in. Hiki no, we practice this. Everybody hiki no. Even though we cannot see you, we expect you to do it and say it. Hiki no.
Hiki no.
Hiki no means can do, and that's a baseline of our kupuna, which we're sharing with you today. So just want Makaʻala to wave a hello up there with the hi Hawaii and Anakala Hau'oli Akaka. We're the trio that's privileged to be working with you today. The first thing we want to do is just hanui ke aloha, take a breath of aloha to get started, and we want to say aloha mai kako. Can you all say that? Aloha mai kako.
Aloha mai Kahako.
Oh, mai kai. I can hear some of you, and I know all of you just did it. You know, the key word for today and even our presentation is this first one. So let's say it again. Aloha.
Aloha. Aloha.
Yeah, it means love. And we're going to start with aloha. We're going to use aloha throughout, and we're going to conclude with aloha, because really, that's what Hawaiian culture-based education is all about. Ku Kahakalau shared that. The other one is kako. Can we all say kako?
Kako.
Kako is another important one, because kako means everyone. Everybody's included. No one is left out. So, hanaho, aloha mai kako.
Aloha mai kako.
Aloha mai
Very
Kahako.
good. And here's more. Ka'olelo Hawaii. This is where we check, make sure you're in the right class. After teaching 20 plus years in the high school, first day of school, inevitably somebody in my class, I love it, but they belong in another class. So this is Ka'olelo Hawaii. You say it, Ka'olelo. Oh yeah. So it's an introduction. Some of you have background already. And who's doing it? Well, Ovau no o Keʻala Kwan. I'm Keʻala Kwan. No nana kuli mai au. Aina kaulana ya Pu'uheleakala, a beautiful, dry, and hot and wonderful place in our Hawaii that has many good things, including the hill Pu'uheleakala. Hanavau ma ke kula o Kamehameha ma Ho'okahua. I work at Kamehameha schools, the Ho'okahua group, and my colleagues Makaʻala Rawlins, fellow Kumu, Hau'oli, Akaka as well, all of us are here to share with you today. Makaukau, that means, are you ready? And all you do is say, I. Yeah.
Aye.
Just think
Aye.
Aye.
you think of what you see, and automatically you say, I. Yeah, that's the part you laugh. Mahalo anui. Okay, here are 4 things we're going to do, just 4. And again, what I shared is the way you have entered today with aloha, that's the way you're going to leave with even more. Hawaiian culture-based education. Everybody say Kūpuna. Yeah, say Kūpuna.
Kūpuna.
Because that's really what it's all about. And it's just an introduction to ʻŌlelo Hawaii, our Hawaiian language. By the way, Hau'oli Mahina ʻŌlelo Hawaii. Happy Hawaiian Language Month. That's what we're in right now. So how appropriate. And Makaʻala will share beautiful treasures, goodies, ʻŌlelo Hawaii resources, because we know you're not going to get and be like full on can talk ʻŌlelo Hawaii today just from 40 minutes. But the but is we know you're going to continue on your own by using these resources. Finally, everybody say le'a le'a. Yeah, hanaho, le'a le'a. That means, yeah, you heard it earlier. And we're going to have a hoot of a time playing the game Kahoot. And
Kahoot.
Hau'oli
I like
Akaka is
Kahoot.
going to lead us. He's going to lead us through there. Oh, boy. Everybody okay? Mai kai?
Aye.
Hiki no? Okay.
Aye.
Well, really, when you think about today, I do anyway, it's about our kupuna. Kupuna, and let's say kupuna. Mai kai. Mai kai means good. Use it a lot in your life and in your class. Mai kai. And mo'opuna. Please say mo'opuna. Yeah, so that's about this wonderful, loving relationship, kupuna and mo'opuna. This is my kupuna, and she is a living example, although she's passed on to a better place, of kupuna. So when we say kupuna, they were living people, and they're still alive today, some of them, as well as their grandchildren. So we are focused on all their wisdom and the treasures that they leave for us, so that we can be great kumu. Yeah. So it's the wisdom from my puna, we called her puna, that we are so blessed to have to touch the lives of their mo'opuna, of their mo'opuna. You know, when I was a baby, like this picture, she would pu'a. Everybody say pu'a. Pu'a is mouth to mouth sharing of food. So some of you grew up with that. I did. That's why I'm kind of big and strong and healthy today. I mahalo my puna, because she would masticate, chew that food, and from her waha, from her mouth, it would come into mine, and oh, was so ono. I just know it was, yeah. And so much that we learn from our kupuna. In the chat, there'll be a link with more mo'olelo, more story about my dear. But when we fast forward to the last year of her life, she was a guest on the Kaleo Hawaii Hawaiian language radio program, 1973. And I was just a second-year college student learning ʻŌlelo Hawaii formally, although he Hawaii piha o puna, ʻŌlelo Hawaii piha o puna. She was a pure-blooded Hawaiian, spoke beautiful Hawaiian, and that's why I was blessed with things like that and all the knowledge she had. That night on the program, which is conducted all in ʻŌlelo Hawaii, one of the callers asked her about using iwa, the iwa kind of leaves to weave, to plait. And she responded, yes, she knows. And she also said, these things I share, I know them because I've done them. I know them because I've done them. So what does that have to do with you, Kumu? And we are focused on Kumu as well as all of you who are joining today. Well, you're going to take everything you learned today, including what we're sharing, and you're going to use them. Because if you don't use them, poho, and that's a basic kupuna teaching. We don't learn just for learning's sake. Learning is good, but learning must be applied. You're learning what you get today, all the goodies, all the treasures, you need to apply it. So when you go back to class next Tuesday, you know, we're expecting you to use something, but you're going to get plenty of goodies. Well, here's her name. Please say it with me to honor her. Let's say Ana Kaha'ulelio Kahale Uahi Kapauna. Ana Kapauna. Or to me, she will always be Puna. And although she has passed, her wisdom will never pass because we're going to pass it on. Yeah? So I just want to emphasize this mana'o, this thought. You know, the kupuna traditionally were the kumu. They were the teachers, and their mo'opuna, their grandchildren, were the haumana, the students. And what about today? You are the kumu. You're the teachers, and your haumana, your students, are their mo'opuna. So that aloha, we know, is a legacy to be passed on. That aloha that you heard in the opening keynote by Kumu Kahakalau is in a nutshell, that's where all Hawaiian culture-based education comes from. So as good Kumu, we know you have aloha, you have love, you have compassion, kindness for your haumana. Whether you are, and several of you are, Kumu for the little munchkins, the little keiki li'i, or Kumu of the middle schoolers, high schoolers, or Kumu at the college or just community adult level, you know, aloha is at the core. And one of the things, we're going to share some of these how-tos, is mo'olelo. Can you say mo'olelo?
Mo'olelo.
Oh yeah, mo'olelo is stories. They're about your stories as a Kumu. Share about people, places, life events, and history. Say it again, please. Mo'olelo.
Mo'olelo.
My kai. And here's another one.
Mo'olelo.
One of my Kumu asked me, hey, Kumu, do you have ha in that in ha'avina? Do you have your ha in your ha'avina? Everybody say ha.
Ha.
And ha'avina.
Ha'avina.
So that's another part. You know, Kumu come with passion and compassion and just thriving to do the best and give their haumana the best. So make sure you got the ha in your ha'avina. Oh, we need to take just a hanu. Pehea kako, let's ask that. Pehea.
Pehea.
Kako.
Pehea. Kako.
Yeah, every now and then the Kumu is 500 miles ahead, but you got to turn around and look. Pehea kahaumana. Pehea na mo'opuna. How's the cheering? How are the students doing? Is everybody okay? You can say Hiki no.
Hiki no.
Ah, Maikai.
Hiki
So
no.
now we're going to engage you more. Let's say Minuke. Mana.
Minuke. Mana'o.
Yeah, and Manao is idea, and Minuke is the transliteration of the English word minute. We're going to take a minute for you to put in the chat your response to this ninau. Everybody say ninau.
Ninau.
So as a Kumu teacher or whatever role you play, because we're all Kumu in our ohana and in our communities, in our church. As a Kumu, how do you show your aloha, the core of Hawaiian culture-based education? How do you show your aloha for your haumana? Everybody say haumana.
Haumana.
Okay, so now flood the chat with just no think too hard. We'll give it about a minute. Woohoo! Oh, kani, no, the chat. Mahalo, mahalo anui. Close, and you can keep putting your manao in, mahalo. So we're gonna do one chat check. One chat check. Hau'oli and Makaʻala, you folks wanna kind of give some of the feedback? Pehela.
Hi. I see a lot. I see a lot of chat coming in about, you know, smiling at them, greeting them, being present for them, showing them them being our haumana, different ways of aloha. Yeah, just not just by acting, but not just by talking about it, by showing it.
Demonstration.
Demonstration.
My
Anything else you see in Anakala?
Oh, I just want to mahalo. A lot of this, you know, takes me back to that space in being a kumu, you know, just engaging with our haumana. I see some of the responses here, welcoming them, and you know, sometimes that welcome for those of us who have been kumu ʻŌlelo Hawaii or teaching Hawaiian mea. Through such loina that we practice like oli kahea from the beginning. And when they kahea before entering the class and we offer the mele komo, that already sets the precedence that, you know, this is our papa ʻŌlelo Hawaii. And so they come with that mindset already, and it establishes the aloha. So mahalo to all of you as I read through your comments that affirm that what we already know, yeah. And I just quickly looking at one of our earliest entrants today that joined us, Patricia Jose. She gives her keiki all that she has to offer them every day. Ah, mene. Love, compassion, all of that embodied in aloha, the pedagogy of aloha. So maikai kako. Kako.
Kako. Mahalo ya oko. Yeah, aloha is a feeling, definitely. Words help, but it's indescribable. So mahalo e nakumu, all of you who, and you can keep putting your manao in the chat, yeah? So aloha. Now here are some other, you probably know these things, what you can do. Be active and engaging. We did a small minuke manao. Go outside of the classroom, you know, nothing like all that can be learned outside. Our Kūpuna taught us through example. Humor. Oh, Ku talked about the laughter. Laughter is good. Food. Oh, haumana are constantly pololi. They're hungry. So it's a wonderful way. And le'a le'a. Can you say le'a le'a? Ah, Maikai, that means fun. Well, these are just some images to capture what we just showed. We'll start with ho, ka ono. Maybe you cannot go kahakai, but the whole idea is go outside. Just step outside your classroom and look at the wonder and amazement that we want on our haumana, their faces. And look at this funny, what is it? It's a line. Oh, my kai. Well, why ʻŌlelo? We're shifting now. We just want to share three positive. Well, why speak Hawaiian? Why use Hawaiian? First of all, it's our shared home. So many of you know Hawaii nei. You're from Hawaii. Great. Some of you are beyond our shores. And so we share Hawaii, this beautiful place. And therefore, we share our ʻŌlelo Hawaii. Yeah. And if you're from Germany, you go Germany, you expect them to speak what? German. To eat what? All the Ono German foods. You go China, same thing. You're gonna hear Chinese dialects and eat Ono pake food. But our sands, our dear One, our sands here in Hawaii, definitely it's the only place in the world where we ʻŌlelo Hawaii, just like our Kūpuna. That's part of their treasure that they left for us. ʻŌlelo Hawaii Kahako. On our journey, we heard about Va'a as an image. Yeah, Kumu, look at that. We just sail into the sunset. No worry. Another reason, because of our haumana, their student identity, their self-esteem. That's what our Kūpuna made us feel so good about. You know, Bebe, I love you. Without saying that, through the big hug, through the big smile, sometimes the pa'i too. That's all with aloha. Oh, something practical. Hey, how do I pronounce the Inoa Hawaii of my haumana? Yeah, examples. This haumana's name is Kalai, the calm. We want to say it correctly. We like to hear our name, said by others, by the Kumu, and we like to hear it pronounced correctly. Otherwise, awe. Maka nani, pretty, nani, maka, eyes, maka nani. Can you say Kalai? Mai kai. Can you say maka nani? Mai kai. And finally, lipoa. Some of us know it as a limu, as a seaweed, ono kalipo, but it can also be someone's name. So that's an important reason. We want to be kumu that uplift our haumana, that make their self-esteem for them positive so they can be confident to be whatever they want to be as they grow up and leave us as their kumu. And finally, we want to just let you know, ʻŌlelo Hawaii, oia ka ʻŌlelo o keia aina. It is the language of our land. Officially, 1978. Some of you weren't even born. Auwe. That is the Hawaii State Constitutional Convention that passed a law, basically a law that says, you know what? This is Hawaii, and ʻŌlelo Hawaii is one of our 2 official languages. And here we just want to take a moment to look at our motto for the state of Hawaii. Let's say it together. I'm going to say it. You repeat. Makaukou. Oia.
Hai.
Wa. Mau.
Mau.
Ke.
Ke.
Kea.
Ea.
Ka.
Ka.
Aina.
Ina.
I.
I.
Ka.
Ka.
Pono.
Pono.
So I want to call out ea because today we heard a different meaning. And if you remember Ku talking about ea as relating to aloha and our use of aloha in our teaching. But that's ua mau ke ea o ka aina I ka pono. You say it.
Ua mau ke
Nani. And I'm not going to even pause for the unui because most of us know what it is. Oh, look what time it is. Everybody check your uwaki, check your watch. Oh, Kumu, you're doing pretty good. Mai kai. Let's say it's ʻŌlelo Hawaii time.
It's ʻŌlelo Hawaii time.
Mai kai. I just love it. There's at least one person because I know the rest of you, 2,000 people are all muted. We're going to go over 4 simple things. Again, it's just an introduction with the expectation that beyond this session, you on your own will continue to learn and use simple Hawaiian words, pronounce the names of your haumana correctly. So we're going to talk about the alphabet, the sounds, important sounds, our 2 pronunciation pals, and some practice. So here we go. Let's all say pi-a-pa.
Piapa.
Mai kai. Start with 5 simple vowels. And our ʻŌlelo Hawaii is blessed with vowels. In fact, our Hawaiian ear really perks up to the vowels compared to English ear. Our English ear, the vowels are not as pure sounding. So here we go. I say it. You repeat. Makaukou. Ready? A. E.
E.
I.
I. O.
And those are the Hawaiian vowels. Those are the Hawaiian vowel sounds. And then we have the consonants. But I want to call this one out. This one for some is like, what is that? We call this the Okina. Can you say Okina?
Okina.
Mai kai. We're going to come back to that. Let's go through all the consonants. Let's say he.
He.
Ke.
Ke.
La.
La.
La. Nu.
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 Pi.
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 Ve.
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 Okina.
Okina.
Yeah, and you're going to practice more after this session, as I said, but that's a quick run through. And here's our pronunciation pals. You know why they are pals? They're warm and fuzzy and friendly, and they help us correctly pronounce our Hawaiian words and place names and people names. Let's say Okina,
Okina.
Kahako,
Kahako.
Okina,
Okina.
Kahako.
Kahako.
Here we go. The first pal is the Okina, and just think of it, it's technically called the glottal stop. In our throat, there's something that lets air come out of our mouth, or it stops it. So the Okina, think of it as a stop sign. It can stop the flow of air, and that makes a certain sound, although, yeah, interesting. This is what we use, the single open quote. It looks like a 6, thin at the top and thick at the bottom. Like, can everybody see the 6? So if you have a choice, that's the one to use for the Okina. Just stop the flow of air. The other is Kahako. Let's say Kahako.
Kahako.
And it's a macron. Oh, what is a macron? Well, it's just the elongation, making the vowel sound longer. And it's simply a mark, you see? So the Kahako has a Kahako over it, and it's just this straight horizontal line, kind of like a hat, that you'll see sometimes only above vowels. You won't see it above consonants. So let's practice. Mahalo? Aye. Let's say Kahako.
Kahako.
Let's say Kala. That's a type of fish. Let's say Kala.
Kala.
Kala. Kala.
Kala.
Can you hear the difference? If you can, great. If you cannot, great, because you can practice some more. Kala is money. Oh, don't get your fish and your money mixed up. By the way, why the fuss and bother about pronunciation? Well, like any language, including our dear ʻŌlelo Hawaii, it's about meaning. It's about meaning. So you'll get the right meaning. Let's try another one. Lolo. You say Lolo.
Lolo.
That means brain. And here, Lolo. Say Lolo.
Lolo.
That's kind of like brainless when you know more brain. So let's visually do it again. There it is. And you say this word. Kala.
Lolo.
Kala. And that's a kind of fish. It's that fish. That's a kala fish. Versus you say kala. Yeah. You don't want to get your kala mixed up. You say, oh, how much kala do I have to pay you? You're not paying in fish. You're paying in dollars. How about this one? It's, let's say, Lolo. Yeah. Compared to, this man. Oh, he's demonstrating Lolo. Yeah, he no more brains in what he's doing. So that's the Kahako. Yeah. Let's try the Okina. Let's say Okina again. It happens to start with an Okina, that single apostrophe. Yeah. So let's look. Let's say poi. Oh, ono the poi. That's what we make from our kalo. Delicious. And with an Okina, we take a break. We say poi. You say poi. Yeah, poi. Poi. Poi is a cover, like the cover of a pot. Let's say ko. Ko'u. See how the Okina tells us, hey, take a break right there. Ko'u. Hanaho, ko'u. Ko. Now let's see what, again, visually, that's poi. Let's say poi. And add ono. And let's say poi. Yeah, a cover. Let's say ko. That means your. So it's about who owns it. It's your. It's ko versus ko'u. That means my. Oh, you don't want to get your my's and your yours all mixed up, yeah? Mai kai. Let's pause. Pai lima. Give yourselves a hand out there. I can hear the clapping. We're going to move to vowel combinations. There are many of them. We're just doing some, just to give you a flavor. Hiki no, can do?
Aye.
Okay, let's say a. U. Put it gently together. Au. Hanaho. Au. Say a. O. Ow. Hanaho. Ow. Hear the difference? Au,
Au.
ow. And our Hawaiian ears, our Kūpuna ears, oh, they hear the difference. Let's try another one. Oh, example, let's say pau,
Pau.
say
How?
pau.
How?
Unfortunately, we hear this one when people really mean this one, but now you know. So say pau,
Pau.
pau.
How?
See the difference in meaning. When today is finished, today will be pau. Yeah. Let's try another one.
Ah.
E,
E.
ai,
Ai.
I.
ai, and
I.
ah,
Ah.
e,
E.
I.
I.
Ai.
So the difference, again, our Hawaiian pepe, our Hawaiian ear, there's a difference, E and A. So let's say I.
Ai.
I.
Okay, some examples. Mai, you tell your haumana, your student, Mai, come over here. Let's all say Mai.
Mai.
And you don't want to tell them, oh, you're a wilting flower. Let's say Mai.
Mai.
Yeah, you see the different pronunciation, different meaning. Hanaho, Mai,
Mai.
My.
Mai.
My.
Oh, you folks, right on the kini popo, right on the ball. Somebody mentioned kaumana on the island of Hawaii. Let's say kaumana.
Kaumana.
That great
Kaumana.
name that embeds oh here, that vowel combination. Try this one on Maui. Anybody from Maui out there? Anybody from
Makawau.
Makawau? So let's isolate. Let's say ow,
Ow.
ow,
Ow.
wow, Makawau, Maui. Yeah.
Makawau.
Oh, Waimea. Let's say Waimea.
Waimea.
Yeah, Waimea on 3 islands: Kauai, Oahu, island of Hawaii, and on Maui. Let's say Ke'anai.
Ke'inai.
Ke'anai.
Ke'anai. Okay, good,
Ke'anai.
good. So it's about legacy. It's the question as a kumu, how do you want your haumana to remember you? We think of our Kūpuna, yeah? What a great responsibility we have taken on to do what they did in the past. They still do it today, actually, but more so with you in formalized education to teach our haumana, our mo'opuna. In transitioning now, we're going to take another minuke mana'o. Everybody say minuke.
Minuki. Minuke.
Mana'o.
Mana'o.
And it's real simple. What kinds of ʻŌlelo Hawaii, Hawaiian language, and Hawaiian cultural resources, if any, because maybe you haven't used, and that's all good. But if you know of some, use some, just type it in the chat. You're sharing with everybody, and that's the extent. We just want to share it. We're not going to call it out or anything. And then we'll just give it about a minute, and then we're going to move on. Oh, Pea Kako, how is everybody doing? Maikai, Hikino?
Ai.
Maikai. Okay, while that's happening, I am going to keep moving. And since you're ambidextrous, you can do more than one thing at a time, kind of multitasking. Let's once again say Ka'olelo Hawaii, everybody. Ka'olelo Hawaii.
Ka'olelo Hawaii.
Aye, and now we're going to ask Makaʻala
ʻŌlelo
Rawlins.
Hawaii.
Maikai. Makaʻala Rawlins is going to share treasures of ʻŌlelo Hawaii resources, and I'm going to need to turn off my screen sharing. So I think Makaʻala, you can come on. Ikino. Mahalo, mahalo everyone. Pai pai lima ho. You did it. As I like to tell my mo'opuna granddaughter, you did it. Oh, she actually told Papa. Okay, Makaʻala, take it away.
Okay, I will share my presentation. All right, mahalo nui anakala. And aloha mai kako. I just wanted to say a big mahalo to everybody for joining us today and participating and in all the awesome discussion and chat. I just wanted to share with you guys some online Hawaiian language resources. This is not an extensive list. This is, however, a beginning list of what we feel to be essential essential resources, online Hawaiian language resources in particular, and just want to also say, you know, we're in a fortunate time because we have all these resources at our fingertips. Yeah, so we have access to dictionaries, books, Hawaiian language newspapers, videos, as well as songs, interviews, and essays. And so a couple of the sites that I'll be going over and talking through today, I have already posted into the chat. And so feel free to take those sites and those links and use them as you see fit. Okay. So the first one we'll look at is ulukau.org. So ulukau.org is an online digital library of Native Hawaiian reference material for Hawaiian language and cultural studies. This is actually a service that was provided free of charge by Kaku'ula o Keʻelikolani, the University of Hawaii at Hilo Language School. And as you can see, there's a couple of different things you can search, right? You can search dictionaries, books. This is where you can find your different Hawaiian language books, newspapers, Hawaiian language newspapers, etc., even down to the Baibala Hemolele. Yeah? So this is a good jumping off point for any of your research or interests that you might want to look into online. So that is your ulukau.org. Okay. And so if you click on ulukau.org and then go to dictionaries, you go to it'll connect you to this site, vehevehe.org. And vehevehe.org is the actual online Hawaiian language dictionary. And don't worry, it's user friendly because it's both in Hawaiian and English. So it's good for the advanced and as well as the beginner learner. I'll show you guys an example. Okay, so this is vehevehe.org. And then say you want to know, you don't know what the word for teacher is. So you can actually type in teacher and then look it up. And then you'll find two entries for teacher, one in the Hawaiian dictionary and the other one in the a newer edition called Mamaka Kayao. So you can click onto there and you'll see that teacher is Kumu, Kumua'o, and then all the different statuses of teachers, yeah, the different types of teacher. So that is our vehevehe.org. Okay. The next one we have is nupepa.org. So Nupepa is a collection of Hawaiian language newspapers that were published from 1834 to 1948. This is a good resource for beginners as well as advanced language learners. For those who want to become more familiar with historical events and look at historical events from perhaps a different perspective rather than just looking at one type of publication, say an English newspaper or some other type of publication. You can also look at Hawaiian language newspapers and see what kind of perspective our Kūpuna had about perhaps the same instance in time. Yeah. So things like La Ho'iho'i'ea, like Hawaiian Independence Day, or actually La Ho'iho'i'ea is the Restoration Day, Hawaiian Restoration Day, and then La Ku'oko'a is Independence Day. So you can look up these kinds of topics on nupepa.org and see what comes up in the newspapers. Okay. Here's another site. It's an independent site actually, and it's called nupepa-hawaii.com, and this site translates Hawaiian newspapers from digitized source materials. This is actually a really good one for beginning as well as advanced language learners because you're able to look up topic matter. So as I was mentioning before, La Ho'iho'i'ea, Restoration Day, or La Ku'oko'a, Hawaiian Independence Day. These are two really big national holidays during the Hawaiian Kingdom. So you could look up these two titles, and you could have some information about that. It's also good to get other topical information about ali'i. They have information about lili'u o kalani, kalakaua, kaui keoli, and the list goes on, as well as pawahi and other people of note in Hawaii. Okay. Ho'omau kako, a'oia. And then the last one I wanted to kind of talk to you guys about today. I posted a couple of other sites in the chat, but this one I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about, and this is our Kaiwa Kilo Moku homepage, and this Kaiwa Kilo Moku website is produced by the Kaiwa Kilo Moku Pacific Indigenous Institute, and it has a diverse collection of Hawaiian resource material, and they range from Hawaiian language interviews, Hawaiian songs and chants, to our larger connection to this idea of Moana Nui Akea, yeah, that's our greater Pacific. And so I'll take you to the site. So this is our Kaiwa Kilo Moku website, and you have about the center, you have Moana Nui Akea, our Pacific connections, and then as well as our collections, yeah. And this is where Anakala Keʻala was talking about his tutu, and you can find it right here. And so in our digital collections, we have in our Kanaka Insights, and look, a'oia, we find Kumu Keʻala's Kūpuna right here in these collections. And so this is a great source, a great resource. I think another collection I want to point out is our Mele collection, because it has been put together by Kihei De Silva, a very well-known and respected. Yes.
I just wanted to let you know, 10 more minutes.
Yeah. No, I am wrapping up right now. So if you want, you can look at these sections. They're produced by Kihei De Silva. Very good information, very complete. There's Hawaiian songs and translations. Okay. And that is our Kaiwa Kilo Moku website. And I'm gonna stop my share screen and pass it on to Anakala Keʻala.
Mahalo nui e Makaʻala. Again, these things are so easy to access. They're manuahi, as we say. Everybody say manuahi. That means free, and they're excellent resources. So please take advantage of them. We're going to say mahalo to each of you for being a kumu and everything else that you may be, not just a kumu, being here today. And as we started out with aloha, apply what you learn. As we close out our time, let's say ʻŌlelo Hawaii, and let's play Kahoot with Hau'oli Akaka as soon as I get off the screen. Everybody go, hoo-hoo!
Mahalo e kumu Keʻala. Wiha! Okay, no ka manawa e pa'ani leʻa ai kako. And I've been getting you all excited. Hoi hoi in our chat field if you was paying attention. And it's that time for us to pa'ani. Because, you know, if we were listening to our dear sister Ku this morning, she reminded us of how important le'a is, yeah? Having fun. And so we're going to try to have fun. Let's see, and hope this works for us, yeah? You might be able to see on the screen right now our game board in Kahoot. Some of us are familiar with this game. In fact, Kahoot nowadays, since we've gone virtual and distance learning, I kind of have a feeling it's becoming limu, you know, a little bit limu and stale. So if any of you know other kinds of online tools and pa'ani that we can pa'ani and have fun with our keiki, our haumana, or just among ourselves like this, then share that in the chat too, yeah? Go ahead and share that information. And look at our board filling up with all these inoa puni, all these alias names already that you didn't get to choose your own this time, because Kahoot has a new system by default. They pick your own inoa for you. So we have a whole zoo going on over here. No, champion rabbit and soaring bobcats and melodic mouse. Oh my goodness, glowing lizards. I think we got a whole Hawaii to make some Hawaiian kind inoa puni for us, yeah. But so to log in, you're gonna use your smartphone. That's gonna be your little gameplay, your remote nohai, and you can log in at www.kahoot.it, just as all these folks know how to do already. And there's the pin. It's going to prompt you to put in that PIN, and the hello is and with your mics muted, you can say with me eha. Eva, Evalu, Ehiku, Eono, Ekolu, Eva. Yeah, that's our pin today, 4987639. Look at our board's filling up. We got 50 players right now. Whoa, it's going to be exciting. And you know the purpose of our le'a, teaching with Aloha, as Ku reminded us and as Kumu Keʻala has been reinforcing too, it means vigor, and we still can have vigor, but with vigor we can balance that with all the other things, yeah? Aloha, kameanui, le'a, having fun, and Ku talked about all that laughter coming out of her class and others thing. Hey, they cannot be learning nothing if get so much laughter going on. Well, she took me back to being a Kumu. You gotta have laughter and humor, and when you have those moments, that develops the pilina, right? And then they make connections and things last a little longer. So you see how long things will last with you today, all the ike that Kumu Keʻala and Makaʻala have just shared with you. And we're going to party soon because we're running out of time. We got like 6 minutes. Eono minuke. This could be one quick round of Kahoot. That's the Hawaiianized version of Kahoot. Kahoot. We just throw that Okina in there too. Okay, Maikai Space Seal has joined us. We have an honest Honu out there. Aloha mai, honest turtle. I hope you guys know which avatar you are, yeah, your alias inoa. Okay, so we're gonna give it maybe, it's slowing down. We have Kanao no Kuma Maha Mau Moho. We have 64 players at the moment. Oh, 65. Oh, we got Lovely Lizard on board again. Okay, and the names, the numbers keep going up. But for time's sake, so that we have time to ho'opau ke pani, I'm going to kaumi the pihi e ho'omaka. We're going to start our pa'ani. Ho'omaka kau ka Waiwai o nā Kūpuna ka ʻŌlelo Hawaii. It'll be multiple choice. Use your device as to choose the right button. Here's our first question. It means story. It means history in Hawaiian. What's that word? Choose the right color, the right word on top of your phone. Make sure you're looking at the screen in front of you so you can see the answers and the choices, yeah? Whoo, look at the answers coming fast. The faster you answer, the more points and kala you get, okay? Don't forget. Ooh, kanao no kumaiva. Everybody, oh, look at that. The majority got the answer. Polo lei mo'olelo, ai. Mo'olelo, oh yeah, no. And let's see who was the quickest, the most lima miki to press that button. Clever Turtle. Oh yeah, Honu rating. Okay, 950 kala for you. And not too far behind is the boa, the snake, sliding in with 942. Okay, Maikai, keep it going. So we have 5 up there in the top. Let's see. It's not too late. Got plenty more chances. Our blank, convey their wisdom and aloha to their mo'opuna and future generations. Just like this ki'i of my mo'opuna with his kupuna kuakahi, his great-grandma over there. Great-great-grandma, I should say. Oia ho'i, anybody know what's the right word? Is it kupuna? Is it kulana? Is it kuleana? Is it kapuna? Okay, I see that 72 have answered already. Polo le, kahapa nui of you guys, the majority, kata ula and polo le, kupuna. Everybody saying it too, yeah? Kupuna. Oia hoi, clever turtle holding on over there. Mai kai that honu power. Oia, ho'omau kako. Here's another one. Many of us hold this title in Kuleana as the source of knowledge. Don't forget now, as the teacher. Are you the haumana? Are you a kahuna? Are you a kama? Or are you kumu? Okay. Are you feeling re'a? Are you feeling fun already? I hope you are. Oh yeah, and the pane 74 answers already, and we're there, Maikai, and let's see the answer. Look at that. The majority of you was paying attention, and you know your kulana as kumu pololei. Look at our outcome. The mo'o and kick that honu out of place, and the mo'o is in the top lead with almost ekolu kaukani kala. Okay, Maikai, ho'omau kako. What is the Hawaiian word for one's name? And there's so much mana in our name, right? Our name. What's that word? Press the right color, the button. Is it mana'o? Is it mana? Is it ʻŌlelo? Or is it inoa? Oya, looks like, okay, mahalo. Yeah, share the answer. That's one freebie. Go tell everybody. But make sure they're paying attention and press that button. Make a eleu. Polole, if you press that pihi oma'o and the answer was inoa, right? There's mana in our inoa. And just think about it. Your inoa is probably one of your greatest assets, your heirloom and the legacy, yeah? Passed down to you, your greatest inheritance. Genius Maka knew that. Mai kai akamai Maka. Up there in the top, okay, took the lead. Then we got Lively Dog in 5th place. Okay, Roof Ilio Ula Kalani. Here we go. All right, hello Elima, ʻŌlelo Hawaii for this unit of time that's 60 seconds long. Okay, just 1 minute. What's that word? We had some minute mana'os. Yeah, remember the word. Okay, and this is a transliterated Hawaiian word from the English. So shouldn't be too hard. Okay, oya. And the correct answer is minuke. Minuke. And most of you knew that. Eleu no hoi. My kai, Janice Macaw still up there in the lead, yeah. Oya. And then here's another one for us. Which of the following is a reliable Hawaiian language resource? Were we paying attention to Makaʻala, Vehe Vehe, Ulukau, Nupepa Hawaii, or all of the above? Okay. I kind of sense I'm gonna prophesize it. Gonna be 100% correct this one. Okay, let's check. Oh, yeah. Oh, where? You got to read all the choices. Make sure you get to the last one. All of the above would have been the correct answer. And Makaʻala shared and talked about all of them. Okay, so that's okay. But make sure you go check your chat for all of those links and resources. Now, here's a glottal stop. What's it called in ʻŌlelo Hawaii in Hawaiian? Okay, what's the word for this mark over there? And it looks like a 6 when you make that kiko. Okay, and Anakala, Kumu Keʻala talked about how it breaks the sound between vowels. Polole, the Okina. And if you impress that pihi mele mele, the mustard colored one, polole oi, let's see our outcome over there. Lively Dog holding on over there, holding his canine space. Meka iloa. And ho'omau kako, ane pau, just 3 more for you. The makron, not macaroni, yeah, stresses the vowel sound, and it's called the what? It's a cousin to the Okina, but it has its own function, okay? And it's not a consonant, but it's a mark that you use only over vowels, yeah? Just like that O in kōkua. Oia hoi, he hakapane, polole, Lively Dog, e leu oi, yeah? Maikai, you had your cup of Java this morning, wa inu kope oi. Oia, legendary boas right behind that one, Maikai. Okay, just elua ekolu ikoi. Oh, weke ia. O blank kainoa o ke kumu today. Was it Keʻala? Was it Keola? Was it Kaipo or Keoni? Okay, now that's important when your haumana comes through. We gotta know their inoa. Yeah, because that's one way of establishing pilina by make sure you maupopo and you can pronounce the names correctly too, right? Oia o Keʻala kona inoa. Keʻala Kwan, ai? A kumu extraordinaire from Nana Kuli, no Nana Kuli mai oia. Nana Kuli in the house and the Lively Dog. I wonder where Nohea might end. Whoever's going to be the top 3 winners on our platform today, we might ask you to unveil yourself at that point. Okay, so make sure you brush your hair before that time, okay? And be makaukau. What component of Hawaiian culture-based education can ensure success for all learners? Pay attention now to the response, okay? My little avatar is giving you a hint, okay? But make sure you read all the choices before you call me the pihi, okay? I predict 100% of you gonna get them right, okay? Let's see who got them right. Out of all 69, well, okay, let's say 98% got them right. 66 of you in call me. All of the above, because they all was the same. Aloha, aloha, aloha. No, can't emphasize that enough in Hawaiian culture-based education, ne? Oh yeah, Lively Dog, you hold on to that lead, and I think this will be our final one. True or false? I will continue to learn to use ʻŌlelo Hawaii in my personal and professional life. Is that a true or is that a false? Yeah, and there's not one correct answer, but there's a desired answer. What would that answer be? I hope you got something out of today and that the answer may be true. Okay, we got 99.9%. Oh, you said true. Maikai, ho maikai, holo mua, kea'o ana, I ka ho'o hua ana, I ka ho'o na'auau ana I na kamali'i o Hawai'i nei. Ma o ka ʻŌlelo Hawai'i. No ka mea o ka ʻŌlelo Hawai'i ka oi o nā ʻŌlelo. You know, my dear friend Keʻala would say, Hawaiian language is the language of God. And when you enter heaven and the gates open, the first thing you're going to hear is, Aloha, e komo mai. So, mai poi na kako, mahalo nui ke ia paani. I hope that was le'a le'a. Woo, when you're feeling re'a re'a. And we're going to turn this back to Anakala, Kumu Keʻala, for our panina. Mahalo nui.
Mahalo nui. Hopefully, yeah, that was le'a le'a. And you see from start to finish and everywhere in between, like our kupuna, it's about our aloha. It's about you, Kumu, and everyone who joined us today. We send our aloha to all of you. And we're just about finished. If this thing gonna move, I think so. Let's see.
Yeah, well,
okay.
Anakala,
Oh, there it is.
I just realized I went Poina show the winners. Everybody's like, wait, who was the winner?
Oh, the winner.
Well,
Okay.
Better check the winners. Okay, let's check the winners. Let's look at our scoreboard. I can see the top 3 podium. Get ready to reveal yourselves, okay? So that everybody can see who was the most ʻŌlelo. Of course, I think we know that the lively dog was way up there already.
Lively.
Yeah, so there we go. There's our outcome today. Yeah, whoo, lively dog.
Ilio
eleu. Make kulana elua kanahesa kaulana hoi, or legendary, the legend boa. And then Kamea Make Kulana e Kolu, our bronze medalist today. Ho mai ka ia oi e ka mo'o pihoi, okay? The elated lizard, yeah? Ka mo'o pihoi, Make Kulana e Kolu. Good fun, you guys. And if you like, show us your face or raise your hand so we know who it really was by your alias name. Hui kala mai, I got all excited and pointing at the most important part, the outcome, yeah?
Oh, Maikai, and just mahalo for everybody for participating. We go try get the final screen on board. Woohoo! Let's see. Yeah, that's Kaiwa Kilo Moku. But before that was really our Aloha Ahui Ho. Can we all say that in closing? Mahalo ke akua. Aloha Ahui Ho Kako.
Aloha Ahui Ho.
Oh yeah.
Aloha.
Mahalo to all of you.
Mahalo nui.
Happy Valentine's on Sunday to your sweethearts and your
spouse. Aloha laipo. Kungi fachoy too. Kungi fachoy for the pake out there.
Yeah.
Kungi fachoy. It's Chinese New Year.
Mahalo nui. Keʻala Kwan, Makaʻala Rawlins, Hau'oli.
Mahalo.
Oh, akamai. Malama po.
Mahalo nui.
Mahalo nui, guys.
Mahalo.
Mahalo.
Aloha.